Hello everyone, welcome back to Andromeda 6. Many things have happened. We're with our husband as per usual. And I don't know. We made it off of Orion. We stabilized Vex. Vex seems to be okay for now. We're going to a different... We're going to Talaran. That's where... What's her name? Riona grew up, I guess. So that's where we're going. No one... I think... No one usually goes there. Like, they said they don't allow tourists. So I guess we get to explore. Alright, so another day passes as we make our way towards Kronos, finally docking onto the space station and going over some ground rules for our visit. I learned that Kronos is a wayward station run by ex-mercenaries. It's a steady speed, to say the least, but that also means that the chances of us running into the Chimeri are slim. Hell yeah! Isn't that a good thing? As long as we keep our heads down and blend in with the crowd, we'll be able to get what we need and be on our way. I'll turn the sound down for me. It's a little loud. Can't hear myself think or breathe. Whose clothes are those? Are they mine? I remember having... Why do I look like I got Naruto wear? What does it say? Believe it! Does it say something like that? I didn't watch the English dub. I think he just said, like, you know, or something. I think believe it is something also. I'd managed to go out onto the station and pick up some new clothes and a few personal items, though the options were somewhat limited and as expensive as Aya warned me. Still, I had found a couple of things that were more my style, and now I'm starting to feel and look the part of the navigator of the ship. While the rest of the crew were still out doing their own thing, I take some time to rest up in my room. My body's still a little worse for wear after our encounter on Orion, and I figured that taking it easy can't be that bad of an idea. I'm lounging in my bed, playing a little game on my holopad when there's a knock on my door. Hey! Who is it? Is it my husband? Guys, it's our husband. Who was shocked that I found my hot, beautiful, gorgeous, sexy husband here? I push myself up from my bed, and when I head over to open it, I find Damon standing on the other side, leaning against the far wall. Yeah, you just want to look cool or whatever. Oh! Sir, you look remarkable in your just bare black t-shirt. I think you should wear a compression shirt for science. No particular reason. Do you think he believes us? I doubt it. Finally, I thought you'd never answer. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. Did I keep you waiting a second too long? He chuckles and pushes himself away from the wall, stepping towards me. You're funny. So, what are you up to? Not much, just trying to relax while we have the chance. He grins at me in a way that makes my skin warm and my pulse pick up speed. Yeah, I think of a way we can entertain ourselves. What? Yeah, you couldn't go too long without me being a little freak, huh? Mind if I relax with you? No, not at all. Stop, I'm shy. Only if that's really what you intend to do. What? You're no fun. I think there's a miraculously fun way to relax. Of course. Ooh, what was that? Dude, my voice is fucked. So don't play right now. Don't play. I'm gonna sound the same no matter what I do right now. Don't play with me right now. I make way for Damon to step into the room, letting the door close behind him. Cool. When I go to walk past him, he catches me around the waist with his arm and pulls me close. Yes! Let's go! I hate being me. I want it to be voice acted so I don't have to do it. Stop. I'm nowhere. Okay, I unlocked it. Hey, where are you going? I make a face at him despite the way my heart thunders in my ears, blocking out everything but the sound of his voice. Even when he's being a pain in the ass, I like the way he plays around. The way he teases me and makes me smile. It's because of that I relax into him, letting him slip his arms around me and hold me against him. Did you miss me? Maybe a little. I'll take it. Yay! What? What do you mean? Let me read it. Let me calm down. Yeah, guys. Do you see this little... Look at all the cute little pictures from Bash. He grins and leans in closer, his breath warming my mouth before he stops suddenly, his gaze landing on something just off to the side. He lets me go before stepping over to my desk and picks up a large rock that sits there, wrinkling his nose at it. It has moss covering the top, which makes it look like hair and a funny face drawn on one side. I can see why he might find it a bit strange. What is it? That's Bob. Shut the fuck up. Watch out for Bob Moss. It's my guy, Bob Moss. Bob who? Bob Moss. I snatched him off Orion before we left, as a souvenir. He shakes his head and puts the rock back in place, but I can see a hint of a smile peeking out. You're so cute. Honestly, Bob Moss is good. That's a good one. Bob Moss. Fuck you. I feel my face flush with warmth as he brushes past me and sits on my bed, leaning back against my pillows and stretching out his legs. So, hey, I'm sorry I didn't stop by earlier. I've been stuck trying to organize our passage to DeLorean, and between that and babysitting the carrot head, well, it doesn't leave much time for relaxing. Stop saying it like that. How else should I say it? He chuckles softly when I don't reply, reaching out to take my hand and pull me down on the bed beside him. Oh, I hope this is just like that scene. Yeah, this better be just like that scene with August from the other game. I would pay money, bitch. Money for Damon. Damon is so hot to me. Thank you. It's fucking kill me. What? Who said that? I sit up and face him, letting his contagious smile infect me and tilt my lips at the corners. Anyways, it's okay. I know you've been busy. But I'm glad you're here now. Yeah. Yeah. He grins and slips one hand into mine, and all of a sudden I'm reminded of our kiss on Orion and the way his lips felt against mine. We can do that now. Of how much I want to feel that again. The rest of the crew are out on Kronos doing who knows what. Rise, keeping an eye on Vex, so we've got a bit of time to ourselves. Ah! Do we now? Sir, we're not even 10 minutes in, and you're being awfully dubious. Stop. He looks at me and his face falls, his lips turning downwards. Oh. Were we supposed to be serious? I'm so serious. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. We're being serious. I'm sorry about Orion. It can't have been easy for you to see any of that shit. And Ren, well, they've always been a pain in the fucking ass. What they did... Huh? What they almost did to Rye, I wanted to kill them for that. Who's Ren? Oh, Ren's that person from last time. Got it. His face darkens and I squeeze his hand tight, trying to break him from the memory. Hey, it's okay. It wasn't your fault. I know, but it still felt like it. I settle back against the pillows next to him, hoping that I might comfort him somehow. Yeah, dude, I'm fine. Honestly, I was more in danger from that fucking building falling on my head than... He threads his fingers between mine, and I see him smile as he looks down at our clasped hands, the softness making me melt. Orion was a real shit show, huh? How do you feel after all that? I don't quite remember what happened. Did I kill someone? Did we kill someone? I don't remember us doing that, but it must have happened. I don't remember it happening, but it must have. That's a valid response to have. It was easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought that it was going to go so much more wrong than it did. It went wrong. I never knew revenge could feel so good. Who's revenge? Revenge on what? Let's just stick with I can't believe I killed someone. I'm still finding it hard to believe that I killed someone. I suppose when it comes down to it, it's either me or them, but still, I don't like the feeling of knowing that I took a life. A few seconds of quiet hang between us before Damon speaks, his thumb tracing circles over the back of my hand. It's a tough decision to make, especially when it's hardly a decision at all. Honestly, if I could have spared you from having to do that shit, I would have. But like you said, in the moment it was either them or you. And I'm real glad it was them. Ah, thanks, princess. Kiss? What? Damon turns to smile at me, nudging his shoulder against mine playfully. Bark! Anyway, we don't have to talk about all that. I came here to spend time with you, not to depress ourselves out about Orion even more. Sounds good to me. He pulls me closer into him, and I laugh softly at his need for physical touch. It's a side of him that I find nothing short of adorable. So it occurs to me that apart from knowing you're royal, I don't know much else about you. He looks over at me expectantly, though I simply shrug my shoulders at a loss. What else is there to know? Up until recently, my life has been a bore. Certainly nothing compared to nothing compared to your life of mystery and intrigue. Damon snorts as he slumps down against the pillow. Come on, it can't have been all that bad. You lived in a palace. You must have had hobbies? Is that a thing that fancy people have? I shake my head at him in disbelief, but I can't hold back the smile that breaks across my face. You think I'm fancy? Aren't you? Well, I actually did have a hobby. Good. Tell me about that. Oh, my cat is... Oh, well, that's not true. I hate being outside. I do like dancing. Reading is... I like fan fiction. I don't like being outside. Art slay. I'm not particularly fond of adventure, depending on what type you are talking about. Art, dancing. Let's do dancing. That'd be fun. I love to dance. I had lessons when I was younger, and I learned a few different styles. My tutor used to tell me that I was a natural-born dancer. Now that you've told me, you have to show me. What? Not right now. Why not? Because I'm totally out of practice? He laughs at the look of distress on my face, adjusting his grip on my hand. Relax. There's no way I'm letting you get up now. Well, we've gotten this comfortable. But one day. Keep dreaming. All right. So what kind of dance is it that you're refusing to show me? Ooh, I took ballet, TBH. Ballet mostly. We'd have some performances at the palace, and I used to adore watching the ballerinas. I'd beg my tutor to teach me the same dances, which were always too advanced for me, but I tried my hardest nonetheless. I'm sure you were great. Better than me, at any rate. I can't dance to save my life. Especially not ballet. I laugh softly at the thought of attempting a pirouette. He might actually be better at it than he thinks. Yeah, I was pretty good, actually. I sigh a little as I think back on my life on Goldus. It might seem so strange to Damon compared to the way he grew up. So, what's it like growing up in a palace? When I was a kid, I would have given anything to find out. His hand tightens around mine, and as he faces me, I'm drawn closer to him, pulled in by a strange vulnerability. Sorry. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I think about his question for a moment. My life on Goldus wasn't exactly the best, but unlike many others in Soltoa, it wasn't the worst either. It was comfortable, I suppose. I never went hungry or anything like that. When I was younger, I had lessons I was made to attend, but after that, I was both allowed and expected to keep to myself. I swallowed thickly as I think back on my life, how far away it seems now, despite it only being weeks ago. It's pretty lonely. I was on my own a lot. It was pretty lonely. You didn't spend time with your siblings? Half of them were busy with their own lives, and the other half were insufferable bullies. All I really had was Nerissa, until Vex came along. Damon holds my hand tight in his, looking at me with an intensity that sends tingles fanning across my face. I know what it feels like to be alone. How it's the shittiest feeling in the world. I'll never let you feel like that again. Bark! My man! My sexy, gorgeous man. But I also like that... See, I'd love to say it's just because he's like the dark brooding hot type, but it's literally just because he's got them fucking. It's that same archetype, bro, where they got all them fifis and shit underneath, and they just don't trust. And oh, trust me. I want them to trust me. That's what I want. Love. What is? Oh my god, what does Meredith Grey to say? Pick me, choose me, love me. Me. Except less weird and gross. The warmth that floods through me is indescribable. And the fact that it's Damon who's making me feel like this is even more unbelievable. Though he puts on a good act, I see now that he's not the kind of man I originally assumed him to be. But there is one thing that stops me from trusting him completely. Damon, there's something I need to ask you. What's else? There's something I need to ask you. What is it? I take a deep breath to reassure myself, not sure if I'm ready to hear the possible answer to my question. Does it still bother you that I'm a Pegasi? I just need to know in case everything's getting more serious between us. Sorry. Damon drops his head, and for a moment I assume the worst. That all of this is really just some kind of game he's playing. But then he looks up at me and I know, from his expression alone, that I was wrong. The only thing that bothers me is you thinking that it bothers me. I don't care about that, Your Highness. Never really did, to be honest. So you're saying that you're not trying to get me to lower my guard so you can hand me over to Zovac? For a moment he's speechless until he realizes that I'm only joking, and then he flicks me on the nose playfully. If I really wanted to hand you over to that lunatic, I'd stuff you in a crate and have you shipped there. But as it is, I'd much prefer to have you all to myself. Ow, fuck. I'm just gonna kill myself. Jesus. He pulls me closer and slips his arm around me, the tip of his nose tickling the side of my face. I run my fingers along his arm, tracing the lines of corded muscle and dark veins. You know, on Orion, when Ren was threatening you, I was scared. Really scared. I don't know what I'd do if anything ever happened to you. Damon smiles softly and he lifts his hand to my hand to his mouth, kissing my fingers gently. I can tell you now that you'd be fine without me. Better off even. But, if it puts your mind at ease, nothing is gonna happen to me. I'm much too clever for that. Do you promise? Ugh, I hate promises. Ugh, I hate promises. Ugh, I hate them. I hate them because you can just fulfill them without making the fuck-ass promise. Because now I feel like he's gonna die. Whenever they make a fuck-ass promise, it always gets broken. Don't make that promise. I don't like it. Yeah, I promise. He leans in and his nose brushes against mine, his breath warm against my lips. He stares at me as though he's seen everything, right down to my very soul. Are you gonna let me kiss you now? Because I really, really don't think I can wait any longer. Yeah! Oh, Jesus. Hesitation was gone, bitch. Gone in an instant. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can kiss me now, later, back, past, future, present, whatever. I don't give a fuck. My man. I literally go to work. I'm not even playing. I went to work and I told everybody that synopsis. I said, here's the story. Here's my man. Pulled up pictures. Told him what he said. This is my man. I fucking love this guy. Warmth blossoms in my chest, sparks igniting as I lean close. Our lips brushing together like satin and silk. I feel it when Damon's mouth curves into a grin, and I know I'm smiling too. I've been waiting far too long for this. Ah! I know I wanted it, but still, I'm embarrassed. Stop. Okay, locked in. I can't have this turn into that shit from last time. He pushes me down against the bed and comes up over me, his tongue sweeping over my bottom lip, his body strong and hard against mine. Damon takes it slow and easy, and I relax against him, threading my fingers through his dark hair and deepening the kiss. When he stops suddenly and pulls back, I groan unhappily, blinking my eyes slowly to find him smiling down at me. I guess. We should probably slow down. Wouldn't want to rush things, huh? I know you're right, but I don't want you to be. He grins and pulls me down beside him on the bed. Wait, what? How did I get there? I would like to be clear, bitch. This motherfucker flipped me. This is so unnecessary. Yeah, he was on top of me. What do you mean? Maybe I didn't understand. I don't know. Maybe they just whatever. It doesn't matter. His arms slipping around beside me as he pulls me close, and it feels like nothing I've ever felt before. His warmth, his touch, the smell of his freshly washed clothes, of the scent of his cologne. It's dizzying. My eyes close and time wavers, each second measured only by the ticks of my beating heart. I'm glad I met you, Kay. I hope you know that. I'm so upset! I want him in real life. I want him for real life. Oh, whatever, I'll just kill myself. I'm glad I met you too. He kisses me again and I breathe all of it in. His scent, his taste, the warmth of his legs as they tangle through mine. Damon and I spend the rest of the evening together, chatting, kissing, and learning what it feels like to be in each other's company. Well, I can't deny that there's some part of me that's a little scared at the prospect of a relationship like this. There's a bigger part of me, one that's so blissfully happy, that trumps all others. The rest of the crew is soon to return on the ship, and after Damon leaves, we take advantage of the evening to rest up before we depart for Tularan tomorrow. I had such a good afternoon hanging out with them, the best I can remember in a long time. I hope we get a chance like that to do it again. Alone in my room, I let my mind wander and daydream for a little while longer. Soon enough, the familiar pangs of hunger appear, my stomach quietly growling in protest for food. While the crew and I often have our evening meals together, I decide it can't hurt to grab a small snack before dinner. Yeah. I head through the corridors to the kitchen, rustling up what I can find and putting together a sandwich that I can proudly admit looks half decent. While I'm not the best cook by any means, I've learned a few things since being on the ship. Munching happily on my sandwich, I exit the galley. The galley? What's a galley? Absent-mindedly, almost colliding straight into another body when the double doors swoosh open. Hey, Bash! Kay! Hey, man. Sup, dude? Bash launches out and grabs my arm to keep me upright, but sadly my sandwich doesn't fare as well. My face falls at the sight of it on the floor at my feet, its carefully constructed contents strewn across the ground. Ah, shit, I'm sorry. I wasn't watching where I was going. It's okay, neither was I. I attempt to smile, but when Bash doesn't return and my stomach drops unpleasantly. Usually he'd be laughing and making jokes out of the situation, but instead of a smile, I swear I can see a faint trace of tears collecting in his eyes. Is everything okay? Sure, why wouldn't it be? I don't know, maybe because you look like you're on your way to a funeral? Bash drops his head and sighs, wiping his eyes at the back of his hand. I almost was. Huh? I watch as he releases a long breath, clearly torn between elaborating or not. Do you want to talk about it? Is there anything you want to talk about? I'm a good listener, or so I've been told. Yeah, I know you are. But I don't want to burden you with my bullshit. I don't mind, I promise. It might make you feel a little better to get it off your chest. For a few long moments, I think he's going to say something else, until eventually he gives in with another deep sigh. To be honest with you, I can't stop thinking about Orion and the McCary. When Ren was threatening Riona, something inside me just snapped. You really care about her, don't you? More than you know. You should tell her. Maybe you should tell her how you feel? It might help to lift some of the burden you're feeling. I'd rather not. I don't think she feels the same. You never know unless you try. I don't know, Kay. I care about Riona, yes, but clearly that's not enough. There was nothing I could do in that moment on Orion. I was useless. And we were almost killed because of it. You're not useless, Bash. Why would you say that? It's true. If Zane hadn't shown up, half of us would be dead and the other half taken as prisoners. I think that would have happened anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I get that, like, you were, like, sticking it to the man, but I just really think that would have happened anyways. I open my mouth to protest, but I'm not sure what I can say to him. The truth is I've never seen Bash so low before, and it's caught me quite off guard. We have Zane and the Azure? Man, I heard this word the other day, and I said, damn, I said that shit wrong. Azure? Whatever. Dawn to thank for a lucky escape. I know that much, but what I didn't know is how much Bash had been beating himself up about it. I've been looking up some information on Talaran. Their bionic facilities are state-of-the-art, really high-tech stuff. Bionics? Are you looking at having yours modified? I'm looking at having all of me modified. I don't understand. Talaran could change everything for me. Think about it. All these useless fleshy parts replaced with something efficient, something useful. Enhanced tracking systems, super strength, increased endurance. I'd be stronger than ever. I'd be strong enough to protect my friends. I don't think that's a good idea. When it comes down to it, the decision is yours, but I don't think that sounds like a good idea. If you go off replacing the parts of yourself with machinery, with the intent to fight and kill, then what happens to you? To the real you. Bash lets his gaze fall to the ground, and I get the impression that he's not listening to a word I'm saying. Doesn't really matter. Like Ren said, my upgrades weren't enough to help us. He rubs a hand over his neck, where the wound made by Ren's sword is still healing. I thought after what happened on Terrarium, when the Macari destroyed my arm, that this would protect me. But I'm just as useless now as I was back then. Bash lifts his bionic arm, studying the intricate plates that make up the limb before speaking quietly. Imagine if I had 2 of these instead of just 1. And I wouldn't have to stop there. They have bionics for everything these days. Legs, torsos, eyes. Every inch of me could be built for battle. I can't quite believe what I'm hearing, and I'm finding it difficult to believe that Bash, of all people, could be considering this. Bash, if you do this, if you replace everything, you wouldn't be you anymore. You'd be more bot than human. Would I even recognize you? Bash chuckles quietly, the first genuine smile I've seen since we started talking peeking through. Don't you worry about that. You think I'd seriously change any of this beauty the gods granted me? He gestures to all of himself and smirks. You'll recognize me, Kay. I promise you that much. My current bionics are pretty good by Terrarium standards, but Talaran is a whole different ball game. You'd walk by a bot on that planet and you'd think that they were anything... You'd never think they were anything other than human or Talaran, or whatever they look like. I take in Bash's enthusiasm. He's clearly done his homework, but the situation still doesn't sit right with me. You're serious about this, aren't you? Yeah, I am. I feel like I need to say something, do something, to show him that he doesn't need to go through with this, that he's an asset to the crew as he is. Simply himself, simply human. Just tell me one thing. Sorry. I take his bionic hand in my own, holding the metal tight between my fingers. Can you feel that? The touch of my hand? No. I let his hand go, and I take the other, feeling the warmth of his skin and the blood that pumps through his veins. This is what you'll be missing out on if you decide to do this. When you're with someone, when you touch them or kiss them, how much of that do you think you'll be able to feel? You don't understand, Kay. I'd rather lose every part of me that I have, every shred of humanity that it takes, than see you or anyone else I love get hurt. It was a close call on Orion. It won't happen again. Bash. I'm sorry, Kay. I know what you're thinking, but I've already made up my mind. I see now that he's in no mood to listen to reason, and I can only hope that he'll come to his senses before it's too late. It may not be up to me to change his mind, but I can certainly try. Want me to make you another sandwich before I go? He attempts at a smile, a sign that the conversation is over, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes like it used to. No thanks. I'm not really hungry anymore. Well, there'll be more than a few hungry mouths around here before too long. I'm gonna help Damon with dinner. Ooh, my husband's cooking? Hey! Sorry, we're still in sad mode. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me shut up. I leave Bash to his task, feeling nothing short of dejected as I drag myself back to my room. It seems Orion has shaken us all up in one way or another, and I find myself wondering how the others are doing. Probably not good. From what I've understood, it shook up a lot of people. Damon is more like ooey gooey. I think me and Damon are more ooey gooey. Bash is more feeling useless. I forgot his name. June felt like he showed us his inner monster. I don't remember, but Queen is affected in some way too, and probably Cauldron too, but I don't remember. I don't remember us talking to Cauldron, so how they're truly doing. I'm suddenly hit with the awful truth that many of the crew may not be strong as they let on. Well, they're human, so, or they're beings with emotions, feelings, and faults, ? The next day I find myself thrown back into reality, and when reality comes calling, duty swiftly follows. After refueling the ship and departing from Kronos, we set a course towards Talaran. The passage between the space station and Talaran gives us no trouble, and the Talari patrolling the outer sectors of the planet leave us to pass in peace. As we approach, I feel a sense of anticipation building within me. We're almost there. Damn. Back at it again with that accent. I can't ever fucking remember. R.I.P. Sorry, I'm always giving you that accent I can't remember how to do, and I probably change every episode. It's fine. Sorry. Oh my god, my throat is not it today. It's just constantly I'm dying. Whatever. Everyone, get to the bridge and buckle up. We're heading into orbit. I hear the excitement in Aya's voice and chuckle to myself. Can't blame her for the enthusiasm. Unlike our visits to Cursa and Orion, where the tension dripped from us as thick as honey, this feels different somehow. There's still a lot of questions to be answered, but one thing we know for certain is that if our friends are already here, it's likely we're not about to launch ourselves headfirst into trouble. Following Aya's instructions, I head to the bridge and take my seat at the navigation station, peering out at the front window towards the mass of blue and green in front of us. The planet is beautiful. From the distance, it doesn't look all that different from Orion, but the landscape seems deeper, richer. And then there are rings that surround the planet. As we approach, I get a clear look at them, picking out individual rocks and debris that encircle Talaran. They almost look like a shield, some kind of cosmic protection to ward off would-be intruders. After all this time, I didn't think I'd be so happy to see home. A soft voice distracts me, and I turn to find Riona sitting nearby, her piercing yellow eyes drinking in the sight of her home planet. Hi, Riona. Are you excited to be going back? It's very complicated. When I left, it wasn't on best terms. I don't expect that this will be very pleasant for me. I understand. I was often at odds with my family, too. It tends to make things awkward, to say the least. Riona slips a hand over her mouth briefly, her eyes widening with shining guilt. I'm so sorry, Kay. I have no right to complain about these things with you, not when you've lost so much. It's fine. Your concerns are no less valid, and I can imagine how hard this must be for you. Thank you for understanding, Kay. Dude, you're welcome. Elisa called. She says to land somewhere called the Izzle Spire. The stomp of Damon's boots interrupts us as he enters the bridge, putting himself between us. Wherever that is. The Izzle Spire is the main building, the main hub on the planet. Our friends should all be there as well. As she trails off, a strange look coming over her. Yo, who we going to find, though? Oh. Riona, will you show us where to go? Riona nods quietly and takes the co-pilot seat, while Cauldron and Damon strap themselves into seats at the back with the rest of us. I sit back and admire the view as Ame guides us towards Talaran. It's difficult to not be intrigued by the planet when so few outside of the Talari species have visited. Yo, we're Talari, because that's what I picked. It's almost embarrassing to think about how, though I'm half Talari myself, I've never had the chance to visit. I wonder how I'll feel being on my mother's home planet. Will the culture and customs feel familiar to me, or will it all be just as foreign as I've imagined it to be? Though I'm nervous to find out what awaits us, there's something else that buzzes along my skin at the prospect, a kind of anticipation. Watch out for the rings! I'm not blind, and they're like impossible to hit. At least when you're as good as I am. Yeah, well, whatever, I can't see from back here. So shut up and enjoy the ride. Ayame whoops out loud as she launches the ship forward, sending us rocketing towards the planet. As we approach, the landscape becomes clear. Blobs of blue and green shifting into lakes, waterfalls, and sprawling fields. Down there to the east, that's Izzlespire. As we descend, Rihanna points to an enormous silver tower, so tall that the top of it disappears into the clouds. A couple of crew gasp at the sight, myself the loudest. It's huge. Yeah, it houses the equivalent of a large city. Hospitals, schools, homes, anything you could possibly need. This particular spire is also the home of the Council of Eons. I recall overhearing that the leader of the council is Riona's father, but I can't quite remember his name. Some nerd, probably. Before he came into the role, it belonged to Isla Albry, my mother. She died a little over a year ago. I never had a chance to meet her, but my mother was deeply affected by the loss. And I know that Riona and her father don't get along, but there's a small part of me that's excited to meet him. We're here. Everyone prepare yourselves for landing. I will try my best. Ayame guides the ship towards the spire with no issues, and sets us down smoothly on a landing pad. After landing, we unbuckle ourselves and get ready to leave the ship, excitement buzzing through the crew as we speculate on what we'll find here. Oh, this is pretty as fuck! Let's go. We exit onto the landing pad to be greeted by the host of Talari, who approaches us warmly, welcoming us to their planet. I watch them in awe, noting how gracefully they hold themselves, how beautiful and fine their clothing is. Cauldron takes the lead as we follow them, Ayame with Damon close behind. Riona hangs back, and it's only now that I notice more than a few of the Talaran escorts throwing her a subtle but curious look. When we reach the large doors of the building, we find a man waiting for us, with pale silver hair and deep blue skin. There's something about him that seems instantly familiar to me, and I know at once who the man must be. Hi! Welcome to Talaran. My name is Eldred Mahayden. That sounds familiar. I squint at Eldred, picking out the similarities between him and his daughter. There's no denying it. He's Riona's father. Really? I'm glad to see you've made it safely. We were worried the Makari would try to stop you on Orion. They certainly tried their best, but we managed to break away and get here in one piece. Eldridge nods. Okay. Nods in understanding, his calm exterior showing no hint of any underlying emotion. So, what's this all about? Why did you summon us here? Though he stands perfectly still, Eldridge's eyes dart between the crew, stopping only when they land on Riona. It would be easier to show you. Footsteps echo from behind Eldridge as a figure appears at his side, one I can hardly believe I'm seeing. I step forward, my eyes wide and my hands trembling at my side. This can't be real. I'm asleep, I must be. I'm back on the ship in my bed, and this is a dream. Because nothing else can explain what I'm seeing, not when she's supposed to be. Yo, why the fuck my sister here? I thought that bitch was dead. Hey! That bitch told me she died with his own. Wait a damn second. The whole reason I was kind of mean to Vex because I thought he killed her. I mean, I don't regret it. Don't get me wrong. I do not regret it. So you're like alive? Like, why the fuck are you not dead? Your sister's hot though. Hello, little one. I've been waiting for you. Narissa. Damn, I thought your hair was like a short bob. I thought that'd be a baddie moment. I kind of like her fit, though. It takes only a moment before I'm in her arms, breathing in the familiar floral scent of her perfume. Staining her jacket with my tears. How? I try to speak, but the words all jumble in my head, a barrage of questions fighting to break through. How long have you been here? Since the coup. We escaped, and we've been here ever since. It's alright, Kay. Just breathe. I'm here. We have time. Yeah, when I fucking get you, don't think I'll just forgive you for that shit. It's kind of fucked up. She pulls back from me, holding me at an arm's length as she looks me over and smiles. You look incredible. So strong. I see now that I didn't have to worry about you. I would have been cool if you worried about me like a little bit. Like, you know how fucking annoying that kind of is? You were like, she'll be fine. Hopefully she won't die on the island. Like, fuck, dude. Rude as fuck. I get it. She probably had some other shit going on, but, like, damn. I sniffle a little and send a smile back to her, still struggling against my complete loss for words. Rissa, I thought you were dead. I almost was. Her voice turns cold, and suddenly she's not looking at me at all. Hey! Why'd we bring that guy with? Isn't he, like, a flight risk? Why do we bring him? Vex steps forward, his emerald eyes wide and his face pale, staring at the vision of my sister, who I half expected he still considered to be a ghost. I give him space as he drops to his knees at her feet, his head bowed and tears splattering the toes of her boots. I thought I killed you. I thought you betrayed us. I did. You tried to kill me. Yes. Stand up, Seraph. She commands him. Her voice is so full of authority that no one would dare defy her. With a hand on his knee, he pushes himself to his feet, staring down at her with a look so broken it almost cleaves my heart in two. Well, since she's alive, TBH, I'm not worried about being the like, heir of the throne, so I'm just gonna run off with my hot, sexy boyfriend. I was like, I might have to become the leader, because my sister's dead. She ain't fucking dead. Oh, she's not dead. I don't have to worry about being the next in line. I'm just gonna marry my husband. Hey! I told you I could have helped you. You should have let me. I wish I did, believe me. I thought I could fix my stupid mistake on my own, and look where it got me. She looks torn between wanting to hug him and crack his skull in half. Finally, her hands drop to her sides, and she lets out a heavy sigh. It wasn't you. It wasn't your fault. Vex stares at her, as though he can barely believe the words she's speaking to him. How can you forgive me? The same way I had to forgive myself. I've made mistakes. I was hasty. I put my trust in the wrong people, and my family suffered the consequences. You weren't the only one Zovak planted in our home. She shakes her head in disappointment, at herself, or at something else entirely, I'm not so sure. It's lucky my alliance with Talarn stood strong, or I wouldn't be standing in front of you today. I have your mother to thank for that. My mother? She nods, but I'm not quite sure what she means by that. How did you survive that night? The whole world believes you died on Goldus. My friend Kyle. He wasn't there when the massacre began. He was the one who got me out. The world believes I died because that's the lie that Zovak's been weaving. I was wounded and on the brink of death. Kay brought me here and Talari saved me. The VTB? I should have known. Where's Kay? Is he here? Nursa smiles fondly, and gives a short nod of her head. He's treading some of the soldiers down to the ground. He'll be back soon. He's been waiting for you, too. You knew I'd be here? After the Eldridge contacted Alyssa and Zane, they told us what happened on Cursa. By the next time we found out, you were already on Orion. We did everything we could to ensure you made it back here. I knew you were out there somewhere. I could feel it. Hang on, you mentioned soldiers. What soldiers? We have much to talk about. Eldridge clears his throat softly before he steps forward. I'd almost forgotten he was still there. I leave you in Narissa's hands, but we'll talk again soon. There are also many things we must discuss. Okay, bye! I don't miss the way his eyes linger on Riona before he turns and leads the group of Talari away. I'm a little surprised he hasn't said a word to her, but if he's anything like his daughter, I expect he's not a fan of airing his problems out in front of other people. Come with me. I'll show you what I've been working on. I walk beside Narissa as she leads the group, still reeling from the fact that she's here. She's alive. I feel her eyes on me, and when I look at her, she smiles, the sight of it lighting up the entire world. There are a million things I want to ask her, a million questions that are rolling around in my mind. My heart has barely stopped banging like a drum since the moment I heard her voice again. We follow Narissa as she leads us to a large elevator made of glass and reaches to press a button. The number flashes above the door, illuminated by white light. 174. We're on the 174th floor? The elevator descends rapidly, and my eyes glued to the numbers as they get lower and lower. 133, 96, 58, 34. We start to slow, and I feel my stomach lurch, struggling to catch up with the rest of my body as we come to a stop on the first floor, and the doors open again. This is more campy vibes. I follow behind Narissa as she exits the elevator, onto a metal platform, looking around in awe at the sheer size and space we've walked into. This used to be an aircraft hangar, as you can see. We've repurposed it for other needs. As she speaks, I step up to the railing, scanning the space in front of it. The first thing that catches my eye are the tents. Some of them are enormous, capable of housing hundreds of people. Others are smaller, with workbenches and crates scattered near the entrances. And then there are the people. Hundreds of them, coming and going between tents and stations, chatting in groups, keeping busy at various workstations. This is amazing. All this time, you've been stashed away here, working like a busy little bee, huh? That's right. Pretty impressive, Queenie. No wonder Elisa? Honestly, could be either. I'm saying Elisa, though. Left Cursa for this. You're waging a war on Zovac. We asked her here. Elisa and Zane have been invaluable to us. Oppo, too. Oppo! The friends, right? Can we see them? Why did I give her a British accent? Bro has not had a British accent this whole fucking time. Of course. They're out there somewhere. You're welcome to go find them. I watch as Zyre races over to a set of metal stairs, and the rest of the crew hot on her heels as they descend to the ground floor of the hangar. Commander Lynch? Nursa stops Cauldron before he can follow after them. He turns towards her with a sheepish look. It's, Captain now. I was exiled, in case you weren't aware, Your Majesty. Please, call me Nerissa. I'm not a queen here. I'm not even a princess. I just wanted to thank you, Captain, for taking care of my sibling. I lean against the railing and watch the two of them from the corner of my eye, trying to look as though I'm not eavesdropping. I can't claim that I did a good job of it. Nerissa smiles at him kindly, gesturing in my direction. You got them here in one piece, didn't you? Cauldron opens his mouth to say, but says nothing before closing it again. I think it might be the first time I've seen the man speechless. Eventually, he settles for a simple nod of the head, and I try my best not to chuckle at his obvious inner struggle. He carries on ahead of us, heading to the stairs and descending to the ground floor before we follow, where I finally get the chance to see the action up close. Oh, look, it's everyone. That's so cutie. So it's Bash, June. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's Elisa or not. I don't think it is. I think these are just rando people. Why he look like that? This angle of him kind of crazy, though. I spot Bash and June at one of the weapon stalls immediately, inspecting a table of guns that a proprietor seems all too happy to show off. June, check this out. I'm looking. Aya and Damon have joined in a conversation with a group of soldiers, casually chatting with them about the places they arrived here from. I escaped Orion before they closed the borders. Does it say Delilah? I guess so. No one's getting on or off the planet. Not legally, anyway. Got here a week ago from Cursa. As soon as I heard they were fighting Zovac, I was on the next ship heading this way. I hang back with Nursa, a little afraid that if I leave her now, it'll all turn out to be some kind of mirage, and then I'll never see her again. Cauldron, Vex, and Riona are also hanging back, but for different reasons. Yeah, one of us is giving, like, shock and fear. He's like, hell yeah, and she's like, I don't want to be here. Vex seems stunned, as though he can hardly believe what he's seeing, and Cal looks impressed. In fact, I think it's the first time I've seen him ever look like that. But my attention is drawn to Riona. She's a step behind the other two, almost hidden from sight behind Cauldron's large frame. I can't quite get a grasp on her expression, but the one thing I can see is that she seems overwhelmed by the whole situation. I hope I'll get a chance to speak with her later, to find out if she's doing okay, but right now, there's another question at the forefront of my mind. I turn back to Nerissa, finding her smiling as she looks out over the camp, still very much a queen in every other way that counts. Nerissa, who are all these people? There are people. The ones who don't stand for just Zovac and his reign of terror. The ones who will fight with us. I look at my sister and I know she senses my confusion by the way a hand lays on my shoulder. Her smile as bright as I've ever seen it. We're going to take back our home, Kay, together. I'm going to do that, and then I am going to run away with my husband. I hope you know that. They don't need both of us. They need one of us. And it ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna be with my husband. Unless he wants to settle down and be domestic. Then I'm still not gonna be in the castle. I'm gonna settle down and be domestic. Oh, that's the end of the episode. Honestly, T. Kind of a great time for it. So, here's the... T. Okay. So, that means this game has a total of 10 chapters. Or episodes. 10 episodes. We ended 6, starting on 7. My version only has up until 7 out. So, what is going to happen is I'm going to play the last chapter. So I'm at the last episode, 7. 8 is out, but I just want to wait for the 8, 9, and 10. I just want to wait for 8, 9, and 10, buy the game, because this is just like a demo. It's just like a demo, so I didn't pay like a super big price for it or anything. But I want to pay like I want to like pay for it, you know what I mean? You know, I don't have all the money in the world, but I want to pay them for this stuff or whatever. So I'm probably going to wait for the whole thing to come out, because they already put out 8. So I will keep my eyes on this. So we're going to play 7. And then after 7, we're going to wait for 8, 9, and 10 to all come out together. Not together, obviously. But they're going to come out, and then we'll play it again. We'll pick it back up again. This is so T. It's kind of a Voltron, She-Ra. There's one other thing I'm thinking of. In vibes. Not really anything else. I don't think the story is like incredibly, it's a little similar to stuff like that, but like not, I wouldn't be like banking my buck on it being the same. You know, it's not a bad thing either for it to remind me of things that I like. Well, I don't like Voltron, but that's just because that's a whole other thing. But I love She-Ra, and it does give me She-Ra vibes, which I do like. So if you like this game, She-Ra and Voltron might be your vibe. I'm going to more suggest She-Ra. If you like more sci-fi, you might like Voltron. Kind of gets messy, but it's fine. Anyways, that's all I'm going to do for this one. And then next time we will do chapter 7, which I think it usually takes us like, an episode or 2? Like a few videos? Yeah, like this one took us 1, 2, 3? Took us 3 videos to get through that chapter, so we'll see. But I'm hoping you're having so much fun. Maybe as much fun as I'm having, maybe even more. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!